What's up, fam? This is Will Little, founder of Poetry in Motion. I'm about to get into this piece. You know, as a community activist, I see a lot of things that's going on in our community. We try to stop, especially violence. And a lot of it's because a lot of these young people don't know what they're up against. Or they're conditional gangsters or thugs, not knowing that we want one part of the streets, but we don't want the other part of the streets. And the other part of the streets is either death or incarceration. So a lot of them don't know what's going on or what it looked like in prison. So I'm gonna take you on a journey about prison. I spent 10 years incarcerated, and in those 10 years, I've seen a lot go on, you know, in my personal life and the lives of other people. So this is my narrative, and you can share this with any young man or young woman that you think is going down the wrong path, or they think that they're gangster enough or thuggish enough to deal with the consequences of their actions. You know, I'm talking about real jail, so this can be like real grimy. I mean, I ain't talking about no jurisdiction or precinct or juvenile centers. I'm talking about up top, upstate. You know, what we call here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So here we go. For years I walked the yards behind these penitentiary walls. I even got scuffed and scarred when fighting in wars with guards. If I had beef with another, I put a fork in his heart. Said a few scrapes on the ground made my blade real sharp. I couldn't pack no heat, so I had wax for heat. Now wilded out on these blocks for the first 5 weeks. The old heads couldn't stand this young aggressive nigga. 19 and facing life, really stressed this nigga. See, I put work out on these streets, so I guess and I figure if I live by the sword, I die by the sword. Since I lived, I'm doing 10 to 20 years in the Ford, and all the things I've done probably took a life or more. Selling raw to them fiends or busting that for. On the run for 3 weeks till they broke in my door. Narcotics, homicide, about 50 or more. They handcuffed me to a bench down at 8th and Race. Cause a man pointed me out. He ID'd my face. Now I'm facing the case, got Nikes with no lace, and my stomach's to my back. Can't get a decent plate. All they got to offer is cold bread, cheese, and tea. Hell of a switcher from mama's barbecue, chicken and greens, but nevertheless, paperwork got processed. I got shipped to CEF with all these bums and fiends. Saw a whole bunch of dudes from around my way. They sent me care packets, cigarettes, little Debbie's and Drake's. The grass is high. Watch out for the jakes and snakes. You in a place where the walls got ears. People turn states for bricks. They got life. They ain't working with dates. So if you ever mess with them, you'll be testing your fate, because life is hard when you're locked behind these bars and gates. So I'm gonna spit a few bars about these bars and gates. How your whole life changed behind these bars and gates. How some get stuck behind these bars and gates. Wait, life is hard when you get locked up state. So you better guard your grill if you get locked up state. Or you might get smacked in the face with a weight, or get hit up in your neck, back, ass, and waist with an ice pick. That's how hard this life can get. It's a school of hard knocks and it ain't for kids. While life will take a commissary just for kicks. And a man pray all day just to touch these bricks. Making paroles like magic because they playing these tricks. And shit gets tragic. Riots with stones and sticks. You got homemade knives made out of combs and picks. You locked down for 6 months. You can't even phone your kids. It's like you're on your own when you're doing these bids. It's like you turn grown when you're doing these bids. Some call home when they're doing their bid, and the mother of their child said another man done fathers your kids. So you call your mans up to go blow up the crib. But all the time it's your man who fathers your kids. See, it's enough to make a grown man cry. And weak dudes, they hang up. Because they'd rather be dead than alive. It's hard, locked behind these bars and gates. So make your next choice your best choice. Stop throwing rocks at the penitentiary, because you don't want that. Peace. Live in it.